Why, you've retained a vaginal foreign body of Pomme Swipes After, a fourth degree tear of the latest episode of Mom Swipes Left, a podcast with two middle aged women who do not smell like a post apocalyptic fish market, or at least one of them doesn't. The other seems to question whether she has some issues down below. This is episode 7-8 about MSL episode 216. I'm your host, Pomme de Terre. Enjoy. I'm not known to be an effusive person or prone toward rankings, but I'm going to go out on a ledge and say this week's episode of Bump Swipes Left was one of my favorite ever. Not because I'm a particular fan of Dr. Steve. Before this week, I knew nothing of Dr. Steve nor Weird Medicine. I will say that because of the company he's now keeping, I might start to listen. If he has a medical show for dumb people, I would say, as Jen put it, I would say that Mom Swipes Left is a dumb show for smart people. Um, and oh, sorry. What? Who? One of the reasons that I really enjoyed this week's episode was that it was a matter of game recognizing game. So Dr. Steve has apparently had a long, illustrious career in this business, whatever this business is, radio. And I really appreciated that he would stoop so low as to talk to Jen and Carol and at the same time really enjoy himself. I think just about everything that Jen was saying she's criticized for, whether it's for her steak ass or other things that I can't remember, um, he laughed at, as you should, because she's a ridiculous human being. Anywho, we learned so much in their great conversation. Dr. Ruth is alive and probably rubs one out listening to Mom Swipes Left. We learned about air hunger and how morphine can help with it. We learned that Jen may become a death doula, although I have a feeling she thinks it has to do with hovering over people with a pillow while they sleep. We wondered about whether jellyfish masturbate. No, they don't have hands, but they have those tentacle things. I mean, biggest concern I would have as a masturbating jellyfish is stinging myself, although I imagine after a while you learn to like it. I learned that, well, I learned what a rectovaginal fistula is, though I can't tell you now, but I do enjoy saying rectovaginal fistula. It's got so many good words in it between recto, vaginal, and fistula. Jen is probably going to start baking bread from her yeast infections if she ever gets one. I learned that I may have Second Life as a pessary. I'm not sure why Carol asked if a yam could be used as a pessary when a potato is just as hearty, if not more so. So many opportunities for Jen to ask what things smelled or tasted like. She must have been in heaven. We learned that that Jen can probably make the perfect vagina yogurt. We learned that vag prints are unique like snowflakes, and so now of course I'm wondering about ID recognition on our phones being added for ass and vag prints. Is there a dick print? Dr. Steve, we need to know. Are penises unique? Probably not. They're just dicks. We learned that squirting is not piss, or maybe it is. It was a very in-depth conversation, and I still can't quite put it all together in my head. We learned that talking about pissing makes Carol have to pee. Fair enough. Heated seats make me have to pee. We learned that Dr. Steve shat himself by spillage, which I think is fair. Gravity's a bitch. That's all I can say. What's in Jenny's vagina was a real challenge, though not for Dr. Steve. Not only did he guess that it was a stapler, we learned that it came out smelling like apple pie. Because Jenny's vagina is a very generous host. I was worried after the fact, thinking about the stapler, because what if it did that old unfolding thing and twists around where you can jam staples onto telephone poles, or is that only staple guns? But you know when you take a regular stapler and you turn the little thing so the staples spread eagle instead of folding in. Ouch! I'm worried about Jenny's vagina. You gotta be careful what you stick up there, dear. And Carol, do not say good boy anymore to men. It's condescending. You wouldn't say good girl to a woman. Don't say good boy to men. Yes, many are dogs, but let's be respectful of everyone, shall we? Especially Dr. Steve, because he likes you. He really likes you. Where am I? What time is it? Long.